What is up, YouTube? So today I am going to do another double hop, and I picked this book because nothing better than doing a double hop on a nice white cover. As you can see, this has got some issues, right? And I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. I'm going to skip all the cleaning and all that other stuff because obviously I'm not grading this book. I got this in a dollar bin and I just figured why not. So I'm going to walk you through the process. Hopefully you could see results really good on this book. Hopefully it takes a lot of this out. But like I said, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. I'm not doing this for grading. So if it was, I'd be cleaning this before I would be double hopping it. But in this case, I'm skipping that step. Okay, so before I get started on the process, just want to explain to you what it is. I do have a backer board at the centerfold to start, but what double hop is you take a peroxide water mix and you put it on a sheet of paper under the cover, the peroxide mix again on another sheet of paper on top of the cover, and then you're saturating the cover and you're putting it in a heat press, and that heat is going to take that moisture and it's going to pull some of those stains out of the cover. In doing that, you also need to separate what you're doing the peroxide with the rest of the book. So that's where the silicone parchment paper comes into play. So I'm going to put this book to the side and I'm going to start with the overlay or underlay, whatever you want to call it, which is basically just a piece of printing paper. Oh, before I do that, I am going to wipe this down lightly with distilled water just to get it slightly damp. So I feel like when I do that, the peroxide mix penetrates into it a little bit better and hopefully lifts those stains out. Okay, so I am just using some cotton rounds. This is just distilled water. And I just feel like it penetrates a little better when there's already a little bit of moisture on the surface that you're doing it to. It's also funny to see how dirty the book really is. So I'm not soaking this. This is just damp. I'm going over it good. I'm not going to do the underside because I don't want that to run off. And now we're going to get into the overlay. Okay, as I said before, it is just a sheet of paper. And what I do is I have a piece of glass. I put the paper on, I spray it down, and then my Taco Bell gift card, I just kind of work it in. You want to make sure it's flat. You don't want to get wrinkles in it, because if you get wrinkles in it, you get wrinkles in your book. And I do both sides. You don't really need to, but I just feel it works better because you get a little more of that peroxide saturation. And you'll see this piece of paper almost turn gray when it's fully saturated. Like I said, you don't want those wrinkles. Kind of work them out. Almost like you're putting a decal on a surface. You don't want bubbles in it, but you want decent saturation, somewhat even. As you can see, it's not perfectly even. You don't want globs either, so just kind of dab it, not dry, but just to get any of the big globs off of it. All right, so this is the somewhat tricky part. It's where you want to get this Nice and flat inside there. I usually align it with the silicone parchment paper. And then slide the silicone parchment paper under the lip of the cover, like such. All right, let's do the other one. Same process for the top. Dab it off here. And I'm going to put this on top. And then just try to smooth it out on the cover so it's sitting nice and flat and it's covering all areas. And I already have this positioned on my metal plate, and I'm going to go right over to the press, and I have the press preheated to 160 degrees. And I don't do a lot of pressure when I'm doing a double hop because it's not about the pressure, it's about the heat and the peroxide. So got that in there. I am going to let this sit in probably about 10 minutes under heat for 160 degrees, and then I'm going to let it probably cool off overnight because these are wet and sticky when you take them out. You don't want to have that overlay peel some of that ink off the cover. You want to make sure it's completely dry, doing everything it's supposed to do before you take it out. So a few hours for me, a few seconds for you. Be right back. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so this top corner looks way better, but this still looks like, you know, looks like it looks. I'm almost afraid to take this because this is not completely dry, and believe it or not, it's been in there over 3 hours. Yep, so I'm gonna let that dry by itself, but you can see how much it lightened this. So obviously there's staining there, but I'll do a before and after picture, and obviously the whites look way better, but you know, this obviously is not coming out, but this got way lighter. Sometimes when you get that foxing, it takes that right out, but sometimes when it's in a stain of some sort that you don't know what it is, you know, it's only going to do so much. But you guys can kind of see from the top there that it does work. It is a cool process. Definitely will brighten up any white on a book, and if you do it right, you won't damage it either. So just like any pressing technique, start with a cheesy book, right? Start with a dollar bin book. I've done this a bunch of times, so I didn't have to do it on this, but you know, it was a white cover with stains on it. I figure why not? So hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you have any questions about anything I did, just leave them in the comments. I'm pretty good at responding back to people relatively quickly, and see you guys next time.